Welcome back to my channel. 7 dresses that are very trendy. They help to hide a protruding belly. So let's go to the first dress. In fact, I'm wearing it. But actually, there's a lot of fear when it comes to low-waisted dresses. And that's exactly it. Look, do you see this seam between the top and the skirt? The waistline is lower. But this dress in particular, even though it has a low waist, it's loose. But at the same time, it's not like this. Looks super tight, you see? Even today, I'm not that bloated, guys. Coincidence or not, I'm just not that bloated today. Sometimes I wish I was, just to be an example. But yes, it can leave a mark when the top part is really tight. But in this case, when it's fitted, it stays balanced. It's not too loose or too tight, so it's a dress that can work. What's my advice? Try it on if you can, if there's a physical store. It's long. As you can see, I'm on the carpet and I haven't even put on any shoes. Look, but it's long. It's very beautiful. Yes, I have the link. It's from Shein. If you want it, check the description below. The second type of dress is a very midi dress, and it's also from Shein. Okay guys, so did you notice that besides the low waist, we also have a waistline with a vertical orientation? In other words, a V shape. That's exactly the waistline of this dress. Look, it comes down here, so it's a vertical orientation. Like I told you before, so it's great, okay? Because everything that creates a vertical line, besides elongating the area, also slims it down. This here makes your abdomen slimmer, you know? Your belly. The challenge for today's video is that I picked out the dresses that are trending and that I have. Yeah, you have to like them, right? These are style tricks, not just buying a dress to hide everything. No, you need to understand that the waistline of the previous one, like I said, we can work with it. You don't need to hide yourself. And this one too, still exactly because of this vertical orientation. Next dress, and here is a linen dress. You guys, of course, have already noticed that it's 2 fingers above my knee. I didn't even put on the belt that comes with it because I don't want the belt for now. So what's the beauty here, let's say, in helping us disguise the abdomen or the belly or even a high stomach? Okay, guys, it's exactly this little A shape. See, it looks like an A, doesn't it? A triangle does that too. So every dress that has this shape, which you also know as the famous A-line, see? And because it's especially above the knee, the fit helps not to draw attention here. Anyway, it's also not a dress that clings too much. That's important. Every time you go to buy a dress with this A-line or the famous flared style, pay attention to make sure it doesn't get too tight around your abdomen. That's not good, okay, guys? That's what makes your belly stick out in a dress. And it's also necessary for the linen dress to have a lining, like this one here, for example. It has a lining and that helps too. Another thing that helps even more are the buttons with this vertical orientation, okay? That also helps to slim down this area. Look, linen is a great ally for women entering spring, summer here in Brazil, you know? So we can have linen dresses, but pay attention to the tailoring, ladies. Tailoring is everything when it comes to disguising the abdomen. Of course, I'm going to put a belt here. It comes with this belt. It's from Renee. If I find the link for it, I'll leave it in the link called My Store. Actually, for all the dresses, okay? So should I put on the belt? I'm not even going to respect the traditional way of putting it on. I'm just going to put it over here because balance, guys, in the dress is everything too. Even though it's an A-line, it doesn't have a lot of extra fabric in this area, even though I put on the belt. And if I were really bloated, my abdomen wouldn't stick out, precisely because it also doesn't have too much extra fabric. So everything is about balance. You don't need to have a dress that's extremely tight or too loose. Wearing a belt can create a small bulge. If you've noticed this, comment below. Wearing a belt causes the fabric to bunch up. It's exactly because, as women, there's a lot of fabric in this area. So focus on making it a little fitted here, nothing too tight. You can add a little belt here, but don't tighten it. The next dress is another one I really like. Even though it has some little drapes here, girls, draping is not a reason for you to stop wearing a dress. It's not going to add a crazy amount of volume, no, but what do you need to focus on? That this draping should really be a little above the abdominal area. That's why that green dress. I told you to be careful because it's low-waisted and that draping ends exactly on top of our lower belly, which is usually where it gets more swollen, right? So be careful. But this one is easier, even to buy online. Because the top part of it, this part up here, is right at the pit of the stomach, as they say. And there it starts a little draping. And here is my abdominal volume. So look at the difference, see? It's right above an abdominal volume and then it opens up. And even if it creates, like I'm saying, a little bit of abdominal volume here because of the draping, actually it won't create it. Let me correct myself. It will even show a little bit of your abdominal volume, but that's not a problem. Now here's the key point, because it's going to look like it's from the dress. It's going to look like it's from the draping, you know? So yes, you can have a dress like this too. I'm going to step back here. It's long, beautiful, wonderful. It has pockets, you know, everyone. The skirt of the dress is an A-line. See, everyone? So the trend is really to draw attention to this flow, to this beauty, to this dress that's in style right now. Everything that reminds you of a very flared skirt is really in fashion, everyone. So this type of dress is very trendy. Just a reminder, my dresses have both thin and thick straps, but that's not an issue. If you found a dress with sleeves, but that has the characteristics of what I'm showing today, that helps to hide the belly. Look, here's another dress. It's long. It's not like the previous one. Okay, guys. Actually, the previous one is striped, a very subtle stripe pattern. This one has a sun print. It has more of a hippie vibe, which is actually really trendy right now, even in dresses. But what's the benefit of it? It has, let me get closer here, it has the famous smocking here, see? Right below the bust, between the bust and the abdominal area. Actually, it's right above the stomach. This is also wonderful. So pay attention. Be careful with smock dresses where the elastic is all around the bust and can go down a little further. The important thing is that it really has, you know, a bit of a high waist. Do you see how the smocking ends up like a high waist? And here we also have the advantage of the draping, which helps with abdominal volume, bloating from endometriosis, cysts, or menstruation. It's underneath here, and this dress helps to disguise that. But pay attention, be careful with elastic bands, ladies. And this dress is also very beautiful, right? The next dress is a tailored dress, straight cut, pinstripe, ladies. This print is trending because it's stripes. In fact, this is the color for spring and summer. Everything's perfect, okay? Look, just so you can see how straight it is. It's not flared or anything like that. It also has buttons here on this side, just on this side. So what do I mean, Leah? I feel like going out with a straight dress. That's fine. Nothing here, okay? Nothing like that in the front. There's no defined waist. It's all good, guys. A really straight dress, right? Look, I'm not talking about a sheath dress. A sheath dress will show your abdomen, okay? And your stomach too. But the straight dress, loose like this, really straight, without shaping or defining your waist, that's totally fine. You can definitely wear a dress. It's just that I like to define my waist when I'm wearing a straight dress. And still, it's all good because it's a straight dress. Here it's loose, but I already proved it. It's fine. With the volume, this straight dress is also fine. When I define my waist without making it too tight, just above my abdominal volume, it's all good. You don't have to wear a straight dress if you don't want it completely straight. But if you do, it's a good friend. It hides your belly. Now the last dress is strategic. Why? I'll show you. Now you can even see a little bit of the belly volume here, guys. I don't know if you can tell. Even from the front, you can see it. Can you see my lower belly? That's due to the endometriosis focus. So, Oliveira Cruz, what happens when a dress shows my belly? Let's go to the tricks. Here it is. It's Midi, okay, girls? We have a slit that draws attention, but guys, pay attention. Femininity draws attention away from your belly or any issues you may have. This dress is a very feminine dress. It literally gives a beautiful shape to your waist, even if you don't have a defined waist. If you're a woman with a straighter body, you see yourself as straight in the mirror. Every body type looks great in this dress. I'm sure this dress is still available on Shein. You can buy it without worry. But what happens? All right, it's fitted here, but guys, it's very feminine. It defines a waist, it has this movement, it has a slit that adds a bit of sensuality, but nothing too sexy or vulgar. In fact, nothing vulgar at all. It has a beautiful neckline, and even if you have a larger bust, that's not a problem. It's a very feminine dress, and everything that defines our femininity. Who's going to waste time looking at your belly, guys? And I've already gone out wearing this dress. My abdomen here was much more bloated. Women, in fact, looked at me because of how flowy it is, because it's a beautiful woman who highlighted her femininity. And if a dress can help you with that, even to disguise your abdomen and also distract from it, why not? And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Leave a like, share it with your friend, and I'll see you in the next video, God willing. Kiss, bye.